Hi, well, hello everyone, and welcome to another Formaloo webinar. So I'm so excited for today's webinar because it's packed with lots of information about forums and everything you can do with Formaloo. And I hope you all have come with your questions, with your dashboards open, Formaloo dashboards open, because it's full of information for you all. And it will be like a step-by-step thing, so you can follow through and you can see how things work. We will share everything and all of the forms and all of the apps we create in this webinar, so you can all see how they work and how you can customize them for yourselves. So don't think, so if you missed something, be sure to check out the links that we share afterwards in your email inbox, and make sure that you follow through everything we say in this webinar. So again, welcome everyone. I'm Noosh Bharatpur, the co-founder and CMO of Formaloo, and we're excited to have you join us in this webinar. And we want to turn boring forms that are inefficient, into powerful tools. It's a step-by-step tutorial. It's a step-by-step webinar. We will dedicate some time to answer your questions, and feel free to just ask your questions whenever they come to your mind. So use the chat box here to ask your questions, and at the end of the webinar we will answer your questions. So I want to ask Mo to join me on stage. Today we will go through everything together. And Mo.
Hi everyone, I'm Mo Kifayat, customer success specialist here at Formaloo. And like Noosh, we are thrilled to share our insight and help you revolutionize your form building process. Noosh?
Awesome. Thank you. So let's start with what we have today. So this is Form Foundations webinar to master Formaloo's building blocks. So Mo, do you want to go over the agenda today?
Yeah, sure, great. So we start with the common pitfalls of boring forms, then we move on to Formaloo key features for creating engaging forms. And then we're going to cover best practices of form design, and we'll finish it with a QA session, like always. Noosh?
Awesome. So it sounds like a packed session, and let's kick things off with what could make a form boring or less effective. So there are various things that can make a form boring for your audience. So the first thing is heavy forms that take too long to load, and why that happens is mainly what we have seen so far is mainly because of heavy images that have been used on the forms. So for example, if your image is 1 megabyte, it takes longer to load for your users, especially if they have a slow internet connection. Sorry for the back noise, my dog is excited for the webinar. The images take long, and when you use heavy images, of course your form will take longer to load. Then we have endless scrolling form, having all questions on one page and having lots of questions on one page. So this is like exhausting. And when someone opens the form and says, okay, I have to fill this many questions, that's something that is boring and less effective, and you might lose some audience on the way. One more thing is confusing layout. So the layout of the form, how you use the fields, the order of the fields, all of these matter. For example, you should always first start with basic information and ask the harder questions as you go on the form. So don't start with very hard questions at the beginning. One more thing is poor error handling. So the error messages that you show on your form is very important. So make sure that you have customized them to make sure that they are shown and they direct and guide the user to fill out the form in a good way and right. And the other one is no field validation. So for example, if your question is asking about email address, but it's a text field, users cannot, like if a user writes their name in the email field, like there's no field validation. It's not an email. So you wanted to collect the user's email. So make sure to use the right field type. So we will go through all field types in this webinar. Make sure to check that out. And the next pitfall could be lack of autosave. So when you have a very long form, it's best practice to enable the autosave or partial submissions on Formaloo so that your form is saved. And when the user opens the URL again, it automatically loads the previous answers so they don't have to fill out again. And they can fill the form in different days or different times. Next is overwhelming number of required fields. Having all fields as required is really boring because not all of those information is useful to you and not all of them are easy for the user to fill out. So make sure you ask the right questions and set that required field on if it's really essential. So you should be an essentialist when you're creating the form. And then it's outdated design. So make sure the design is new and is with the recent design updates. So having the contrast with the background, for example, you can see on this slide that we are showing, the text has a contrast with the background, so it's easy to read, and it's bolder than the background. The background is light and the text is bold, so the text pops out. So having darker colors for your text fields makes them pop out, so you can see, and it has a contrast with the background, so it's highlighted on the page, and it's easier to fill out for users. So that's it for the most common pitfalls that people make for when making a form. But we want to see how to transform boring forms and make really, really exciting and interesting forms that bring value both to you and to your audiences. So I think Mo can go on and show you the first tips and tricks.
Yeah, awesome, Noosh. There are some great points that you mentioned. So I often hear some similar complaints from our customers before they start using Formaloo. Speaking of which, we want to show you here how Formaloo can address these issues and how everyone can avoid the most common form building mistakes. So I'm going to share my screen right now. I'm going to show you how we can avoid this with Formaloo. So I chose this SEO content request form from our template. I'm going to show you how we can see everything, how we can manage everything here. So starting with the design tab. Once you open the design tab, it starts with the form type. As you can see, we got two different types of forms, classic form and one question at a time. The classic forms usually show all the questions and fields on one page, but you can always add a new page if you want to have more than one page. On the other side, one question at a time is when each question and field appear on a separate page. So you would see the differences here if making it. Yeah, you will see the difference of them. Now it's not working. All right. You can see the difference of like making one classic form could be like so much long, and people will not go on to continue the form. Next thing is show form title and description on form. So one of the things that is really important is like showing the form title, because it's going to help your audience understand what is the purpose of this form, why they are filling it, why they need to continue, and if it's relevant to them or not. One of the other features that could be really helpful is show form progress bar. The progress bar actually helps respondents visualize how far they've progressed throughout the form. This can actually improve completion rate by providing a sense of accomplishment to the user. And this will reduce the perceived form length. So if they know that is a long form, they usually won't go and finish it. But if you have the progress bar done on your form, they would know it, and it would give them a better sense. We got the form title again here, and then we have shuffle field orders. So shuffling field orders can help reduce bias and prevent respondents from falling into answer patterns. This is particularly useful for long forms with repetitive question types. Next thing is shuffle the order of choices on fields. This is usually useful for multiple choice fields or drop-down fields, as it can prevent the user from picking the first option they see and encourage them to consider all choices more thoughtfully. Next thing we got here is hide submit button. Sometimes the user, when you have a form, you don't want the user like to complete the form, but you just want to show them or give them as a preview. So this could be an option as well. The form font, we got all the Google fonts, a big list of them. This can help you to have your brand consistency on your forms and show that you have the same font on here on your website and it all matches, right? And next, we got question and text color palette for each part. As Nush mentioned before, it's important to have the contrast right in a way that you can see here. The background is lighter, and then like the text and the fields are they have more contrast, so you can see easily visualize them, and it's more appealing. On Formaloo, you can change any of these. You can have your hex code here. I'm going to change here right now to take a look. So no, maybe the answers are not the right one. I bring it on here. Yes, you can see the field going to change, or I want to change the button. And there it is. So you can change any of these. But if you don't have that much time like to go through this, Formaloo has default themes that you can go through them and choose any of them, and it will change it for you. Apart from this, we have also background image. Background images can help you to have more appealing, more visual appealing, and create a unique experience for your users. Then we have the image brightness that can also change here. So if I bring the cursor down here, it would become more dark, and like to make it more user-friendly. The corner roundness can give a different aesthetic to your forms if it's more modern or a softer version. And then the last thing that we got here is custom CSS. So for users who are comfortable with codes, Formaloo allows custom CSS styling their forms to personalize the look as they want it. And yeah, that's one. Next thing I want to show you that most of our users fall into it is allow partial submits or autosave. This feature helps you if your users are leaving your forms, so you would understand when they're leaving the form, what question makes them like drop the form. And on top of that, let's say you receive their email address, and then like later you can get back to them and then like follow up why you left it, or like I saw you left your survey, your form, why you're not doing it, and engage them again, right? There is another option as well that you can show save now and resume later button. I'm going to show you how this one works as well here. So if I open it, anytime that I want to leave my form here, I can click on this, and then once I get back to it, you see it would give me a link, and once I want to get back to it, I can continue where I left my my form. One of the important things that also happens is when the users wants to limit the entries on their form, they want to prevent users from submitting the form multiple times, so they can use any of these options that I'm going to tell you right now. One of the first thing is turning on the unique option. So once you turn on this, each response for the field should be unique. For example, no two emails can be the same, and they cannot submit it again. That's one of the ways to prevent spamming. The other thing that you can do is actually adding, is actually adding, oh, I'm moving it here. Let me make this one bigger. Okay, that's more friendly. So we got the email verification. If you click on the email verification, they need to verify the email in case they want to proceed. So I'm going to show you how it works. Let me drag this and bring it up. Okay, third question. And here how it works. So I go here, write my name, and choose the age. And here, let's say I write my personal email here, and I will receive a code later on my email that I can verify. This actually can prevent the spam a lot on the forums. The other thing that you can do as well is limiting limit one entry with IP. This is actually a very restrict one. So they cannot enter to your form. They cannot submit your form if they're using the same IP.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the other things that we have. The first thing I want to show you is the fields. Let's explore what kind of fields you can have on your form. So let me add a page. Yeah. So here we have it. I will add a form that I created before, and it's the field exploration form. So I created this form for you so we can all go over all kinds of fields that we have on Formaloo, and like especially the most advanced fields, and check them out together. So first things first is you can click this plus button to add a new field to your form, right? So they are categorized into different subcategories, like the text field, and the text field is used to ask for example, a text answer like name or last name, things like that. Long text is longer text format, as is self-explanatory. I want to go over the easiest ones. I want to explore the more advanced fields, like email, phone number. These are the validation field types. So in your form, when the user is answering your form, they have to enter a phone number in the phone field, and they have to enter an email in the email field, and a number in number field. And as Mo said, you can add the acceptable answers to your email address, to your email field. For example, I want to only have a list of emails on this field, and no one else can enter this form and submit the form unless they enter these email addresses. These are my acceptable email addresses. What else do we have? Mo was talking about the email verification field. So this is for like verifying the email, and if you mark it as required, your field, your audience will have to verify their email address to submit the form. And if they don't verify their email address, they cannot submit the form. So marking the email verification field as required helps you limit the spam and make sure that everyone who is submitting your form has verified their email address, so they won't spam your form. What else do we have here is the CSAT field. You can find it right here, customer satisfaction field. It's used for asking questions like how satisfied are you with blah, blah, blah. So they can rate it from with the stars or the hearts. You can change the icons, and you can mark them as required, same as other fields, and different options that we have here. We will describe and explain more about admin-only fields in the following webinars, but it's used Admin-only fields are not visible on the form. It's only available to the admins who have access to the data in the form. And what else is the NPS field or the score field? The score field can be rated from 0 to 10. You can change it from like, let's say 1 to 10 or 1 to 5. Let's say you can change it however your scoring system works. And then we have the table field. So the table field is the matrix field. So the matrix is used to like show a matrix of different questions that the users can answer. For example, let's say this is a quiz and you want to ask like what country is known as land of thousand lakes. I believe it's Canada, but actually it's Finland. So the users can answer this, and you can add more questions or delete them, and you can add more columns here or delete them. And they can have pictures as well. Then we have the date field. The date field is showing a calendar view, so your users can select, for example, a date here. For example, let's say date of birth, and then select the month, then select the day, and it adds the date here. And you can add more control on your date field. For example, it should only accept a specific date range from this date to this date, or set some default date, for example, today, which is the day that your audience opens the form. If you select it as today, it means today when the audience opens the form. So if they open it tomorrow, it will show the default value as tomorrow date. Or when you select a fixed date, it can be like, for example, let's say 11th. So it will only show, the default value will be this date, but they can change it, of course. And you can also change the format to show the month first or vice versa. And or you can select the selectable range as a dynamic selectable range. For example, from 1 year ago to 1 year in the future. So the date will only show the 1 year ago to 1 year in future, something like that. Next, we have the time field, which is like the time. So your users can select a specific time. The content field is used for separating your form. For example, let's say you have different pages. Let me show how you can add a new page after this time. You just click the plus button right here and type new page. So this new page will move everything else to a new page, and it will add a new page to your form. As you see here, if I select a different background color, you can see it easier. Sorry for the color, but you can see this is another page and this is a different page. Let's make it lighter to make it more beautiful and have the answers pop out. So we just added a new page, added pagination to our form. And let's say I want this content field, move it up. And this is like the title of my new page. So this is a new page and it's explaining what the new page is about. For example, I've sectioned my form into 2 pages. This is the second section and this is the title of the second section. And you can add images here, you can add text here, you can style the text, make it bold, italic, whatever you want. And you can insert different things, table, collapsible container, and different things. So also you can like make them aligned center, like select the image, and here you have the option to align as center. Right, so what else? So I told you about the time field. We have also the video field in which you can enter your YouTube link or Vimeo link. So just put the link here and it will get embedded automatically. Next, we have the table field. The table field is used to show like different options in the table view. And you can, for example, let's say this is your information, your child information. Then you want to ask your information, full name, age, or different things. You can add columns for with the values of text, number, or Boolean. Let's say attending, and they can select it as yes if they are attending, something like that. Then we have the product field, which can be found right here, product field. So the product field is used to sell stuff, and it's automatically added to the price variable. So every form you create in Formaloo has an invisible variable called price. So this price variable is used to calculate the price of the form. If your form doesn't have price, doesn't matter, it won't get filled and it won't be visible to you. But if you use it, you can use it anytime. And for example, let's say I have a product field. It has like the minimum amount, minimum selectable amount, maximum selectable amount of this item, and the price. You can change the price. Let's say this is $20, and you can add image here or images here, and yeah, so this is what you can customize on your form. And like I've added 2 product fields here, and if you check it on the view of the form, you will see that it's shown. You see I added the pagination here, so it's a button that goes to the next page. And here we see that the product fields are shown in a row, so it's more beautiful and doesn't take up too much space. And then the users can select it, and it adds $20 to your shopping bag, or 2 of them will be $40, of course. So one more thing I want to tell you about is that when you have such a thing, you should enable this form with payment on your form. So it's obvious that your form has a payment. So the price field is calculated and is working. And then you can set a fixed payment amount if you don't have the product field, or and you can also select the currency. So these currencies are currently working with the payment methods that is here. So you can set payment methods on your workspace. I will show you later. And you can set payment methods and connect your form to your payment gateway. Let's say it could be Stripe, it could be Square, PayPal, or different payment methods. So you can select the payment method that you created, and it will be automatically calculated. And when the form is submitted, it sends the total price to the payment gateway, and the payment gateway will do the rest. But you cannot use custom variables for price because it's not secure, and it doesn't work actually. So for secure payments, we use this price, this automatic price variable that is automatically added to your forms, and you can only use those. Of course, if it's not connected to a payment gateway and you want to use it, like just show the person that this is the total price, you can use any variable as you want. But to use a variable that is connected to the payment gateway, you should use the default price variable. The next field is the signature field, which is pretty cool, and you can find it like by searching signature, and it's right here. And it allows your users to sign your form and submit it. And you can see it, and when Mo shows, you can see how it's shown on the tables. The next one is the repeating section field, which is a recent update. I want to show you how it's shown. This is a signature. So the repeating section field is a pretty cool thing for you to allow your users enter as many rows as they want. Let's say I want to ask for the children information of different my audience, and I don't know if they have 2 children, 3 children, or more. So for example, let's say I enter the here, and yeah. You see, I can enter as many as I want, and I can delete them and customize it however you want. And you can ask for more information as well. Like, let's say I want to add a field here for their age. So age is a number, right? So I will select a number field here, and you can customize the title, of course, and ask for age. So when I preview it, let's go to the second page. Right, so here you see the age, and yeah, so here you cannot enter any text because it's a number field. So you can just enter the number and add new row for more information. Getting back to our editor, we have also the city field, which has all of the cities available in the world. So your users can select their city and also the country. So speaking of the order of fields, for example, you can move the country above, so people know, okay, first you select the country, then you go to the city. It makes more sense. So the country field also has all the countries in the world, so your users can select the country, and then we have the email. Okay, so this is not an email field. This is a regex field or custom validation field, as you see here. The custom validation field is used for adding regex or regular expression validations. You can search it on the internet. It's a worldwide thing that everybody uses for validating data. And here you can add the validation rule without the slashes, because Formaloo automatically adds the slashes. And for example, this validation rule makes sure that your audience only enters @Gmail, @Hotmail, and things like that. They don't enter @Hotmail, @Gmail, and @Yahoo. So let me show you how it works. So for example, if I enter Noosh @, it's showing me an error. Make sure to customize the validation here, and we will show you. So if I enter Noosh @gmail.com, it doesn't work for me because it's not a work email. It has @Gmail. But if I enter @formaloo.com, it works because it's not it's not in the blocked list. So as you see here, I have said don't use Hotmail, Gmail, Yahoo. You can add more by just typing this here. I will share this form with all of you in the email that you receive after the webinar, so you can play with it. The next field is the embed field. So you can embed any website that supports the OEmbed functionality, and one of them is Google Maps. So why do we only accept OEmbed? It's because of security, and if it would be like embedding all kinds of URLs, it wouldn't be that secure. So for security, we only accept the OEmbed, which is the most secure way to embed pages into each other. And you can embed your, for example, Google Map URL here. And it's pretty cool. People can, and it's interactive, they can play with it, and it's nice. So these are the fields, the most important fields that I wanted to show you. And one more thing that I want to add here, if you check the email verification field, it's only available, it's not available here because we used it already on the form. So if you use the email verification field once on your form, you can add it again, because each form can have only one. Both because of security and functionality. So that's why it's disabled. So getting back to the fields, Mo, do you think you can take over and continue?
Yeah, definitely. I'm back live again.
Awesome.
All right. So then bring it on the form editor again. All right, so I'm going to continue with how you can customize everything on Formaloo. I'm going to go through this. Like if you get an error or anything else here on Formaloo, you can actually customize anything. So let's say you have an unknown error or something happens and you want to change it, you want to change the language or you want to change it in any other ways, you can type your error, or even more than that, like if form submit limit reached error, so form has reached its submit limit, you can also change this one, unacceptable field answer errors. Or even like for the buttons, you want to change the next button, you can change it. For the skip button, and it goes on. So the customization here is unlimited. One of the other things that I like to show you actually here is setting timers. Setting timers could be useful for the forms which are for the quizzes or for the contest, or if you want to have a promotion or an offer, like for some limited minutes, some limited hours, so they can go through it, and once they open it, they have that one, they have the offer for them, or they have the quiz there that they can take it only in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or an hour. You can also activate the form from a time to time, that you can say, all right, this form going to be activated from today till tomorrow, and will work only at this time. And after that, you're not going to receive any response. It's not going to be available. Next, I want to show you how you can actually see your responses in an app. So you turn on the edit mode. You can always add any blocks by clicking /, or you can use the add button to add any blocks for your data. You can create a form, charts, gallery, Kanban table, or you can also analyze your data with Formaloo. If you have lots of data and you want to find a pattern or a trend in it, you can use the analyze block. We're going to discuss about it in the next in the future in our webinars. So let's go on list of requests. So if someone answers, you will see the responses here. Once you toggle on the partial submit, you would see here that it gives a tag and it shows that it's a draft. So if you have any information, any more information, you can extract this information and use it as your data. Apart from that, you can actually sort your tables. It's kind of like a spreadsheet. So basically your form, your field title is going to be your column title on each one, and then like you can sort each one of these, or you can filter them. So I want to see only based on education, and I want to see only bachelor degree ones, and it will show me only the bachelor degree ones. Another cool thing that you can have here is having the Kanban view. Kanban view is helping you to have a better visualize on your different projects, or you can make it as a project manager thing, managing your projects and like changing this thing. But it also gives you another type of visualization. You can see different categories based on your fields. And then if you move them, actually, it will change it as well. So it's easily like to move around this. The other thing is chart view. Sometimes you want to see different charts. You want to see how many people answered and like what is their age range. So it would give you a better visualization for your data analytics. After that, let's say you want to export your results right now. What you're going to do is, two ways to do it. If you want to generate a PDF out of it, you're just going to click on generate and you wait for it, and then you can download the PDF here. Otherwise, you can click on this button here and click on new export. Now it downloaded for me, and then I get my responses right away as a spreadsheet. So you can have it as you can have it on your Excel, or you can have it on your Google Docs. This is a way that you can export your results. Another thing about the PDF is sometimes that maybe you want to send the results right away to your customer, or you want to have the documents as PDF, and you don't want to have them as spreadsheets. Sometimes you will have a contract. If, as Nush mentioned, if you have a contract or agreement, and then they want to sign that contract, you can actually go to the notify and turn on the email to respondent and then generate a PDF of submission. You can set different templates here as well for that, or you can receive the PDF by yourself. So you will generate a PDF submission. I guess that was all I had right now. Noosh, anything to add here?
Absolutely. So yeah, so I want to continue with the questions because we have 15 minutes more to explore the questions that you have submitted on the registration form or you have written here in the chat. So if you have any questions, guys, please ask them in the comments section and we're more than happy to answer them. So let's first start with the questions in the chat.
All right, so the first question that we have is from Saputra, and he or she wants to know, how do you have plan to make templates for election? I need it.
Definitely. So that's the thing. We have created the template request form that you can use for submitting your ideas for new templates. Mo will share the link to the templates page, so you can start with the free-to-use templates that we already have on the website. If you open formaloo.com, you can find it from here, the templates, and it shows like different categories of templates, and you can go through them one by one and use them, and you can search here. But if you didn't find your desired template, feel free to submit this form that we have just created, and we wanted to like show you in this webinar. So you can submit this form to share your ideas for the next templates with us, and we'll be happy to add them to the templates gallery so you can pick them easily. So you can also find it on our product roadmap. Our product roadmap is where you can suggest new features, new integrations, and new everything. We will add that to the product roadmap here. It will be one of these pages, and you can submit your template ideas. You can submit your feature ideas, integrations, anything you want. For example, if you go to the most requested features, you can see that we have conditional email notifications, which is released right now, and you can see different features that our community has submitted on this form. Next, we have the next fields and blocks that you requested, or the next integration. So if you're looking for any specific integration, any specific template, anything you want, feel free to share it here, and we'll be more than happy to create them.
Awesome, Noosh. Thank you. So the next question that we have is Edison asking, can you upload files? And following to that, he's saying, I want the person to enter a contest by uploading their MP3 file and image of themselves.
Absolutely. So you can use the file field here. Let me show you, for example, let's go to the top of the form. You can search for file. And here we have the file field, and you can say upload your file or image or anything. And here you can restrict the file type. For example, it should only be image or document or anything else. So, for example, for document, you can also for anything, you can also select, okay, allow multiple file uploads. So the user can upload multiple files at the same submission. And you can say, okay, the minimum allowable submission should be this number, or like from 1 to 10, let's say, up to 10 files they can submit on the form. Or it can be a document or anything else. Unrestricted, it means like any file type. So yeah, definitely you can do it.
All right, we got the next question. Can a person pay a fee seamlessly with Stripe?
Definitely. So you can connect your form to Stripe. If you don't have a product field, it's absolutely okay. You can also start from our templates gallery. We have different templates in the category of orders and payments. Oh, my screen. Yeah. So in the category of order and booking, you can find different templates for payment forms. Some of them have the product field, some of them don't have product field, but could be connected to your payment method. I want to also show you an example of, like, this is a real-time template that I picked and added to this app. So it's asking for different fields, like it doesn't have a product field. This is a choice field. You see here. It's a choice field. So you can use logic to say, for example, if the answer to this question is $5, then add 5 to price. And as I told you, the price field is the default variable field that you can use on all of your forms. And you can say, okay, if it was option 10, which is Americano, $7, and add 7 to the price. You can change this number to like 17, for example, and it adds 17 to your price. If you don't want this, like if you don't want it to be logical, but you just want this like a number, like this is the constant number that is the payment that they should make, just enable the form with payment, and here you can say, okay, the fixed payment is 10, and you can select the dollars or the currency, and like this is the strict number, and when they submit the form, the price will be $10, and that's it. It's not logical, it's not conditional, it's $10 for everyone.
All right, next question. Can you filter or choose what information you export?
Absolutely. So, for filtering, when exporting your results, it's on the product roadmap. You can also vote for it. So, yeah, definitely, you can do that, and you can like make a filtered view of your table. For example, let's say I want to add a table showing my. Let's select the form that has results. I don't know. This doesn't have results. This one has. So you can make a like a filtered view of your table here, and then select export to export it to whatever you want.
All right, for now we don't have any more questions.
Awesome. So I want to show you, because I read your questions on the registration form that when you wanted to attend the webinar, you ask your questions on the registration form, and I want to go through the best questions and the top questions you guys asked. One of them was how to make multi-step forms, like forms that have different sections and different forms that, for example, let's say you have a registration form and you just want to ask for the basic information. What's your name, what's your email address, and what industry are you active in? Like, these are the most essential questions you want, but you also want to ask the user about more questions, more things to more information about them. So to avoid losing them on the way, you can just create a form for this. This is a lead generation form, right? It asks the basic information of the leads, and then you also have a attendee form, like, or anything else you can name it. So this form is asking for more detailed questions, like the company name, role, company website, short bio, and anything else you want. So I want this form to be redirected to this form, and I want to avoid asking the same questions on the first form, right? So when this form is submitted, the user sees the second form, and they don't have to answer the name, email, etc., but you will know it's the same user. How does it work? I will show you right now. So we have the name field here, the email address, and the industry. I will add an ID here, so each of these fields can be identified by this ID. and name, email. It can be anything you want, but like this is what makes sense, and industry. And then the trick is here. So you go to the form settings and enable the send form data to redirect URL. It means that when the form is submitted, the form automatically sends the data of the form to the second form. It can be your website, it can be anything, but that other website is capturing the information of this form. So I've left the URL of the second form right here. So it automatically redirects the form to the second form. Okay, it automatically redirects the form to the second form and sends data to that second form. Now let's get to the second form. And here we have the next information, but we want to capture the information of the first form as well. So I will add a hidden field here. It can be anywhere on your form, doesn't matter. It can be at the first, bottom, whatever. So you can name it however you want, but the most important part is the ID. The ID should be exactly the same as the ID of your field on the other side. So I can create one for name, I can create one for email, and one for industry, right? So they're hidden, the user doesn't see them. You can have them visible if you want, but like use a text field to capture them. It doesn't matter. The most important thing is to have the same ID. So Formaloo understands, okay, this is to capture the same field information. So I created 3 hidden fields with the same ID as we had on the first form. And now let's test it out. So let's get back to our forms and let's open the first form. And I will fill out this form. Let's say tick and click register. It automatically redirected me to the second form. Now, if I don't fill out the second form, it's okay because the admin already has my information, already has generated the lead, and they can follow up with them. But I can fix and answer the second questions as well, the second form questions as well. Let's go over. Okay, let's submit the form. Awesome. Now let's go back to our app and add a table. I mistakenly, okay, add a table of registration form. Here we have one submission. That's the basic information we ask, news and email and the industry. Now we can also add like the second one right here as well, or create it on the second page, doesn't matter. I will add another table for attendees form. And here, as you see, the information of the first form is automatically captured here. So I didn't ask for company, I didn't ask for name, email, industry on the second form. It automatically captured the information I entered on the first form. So this way you can create multi-step forms that are connected to each other and they don't repeat asking different questions. Mo, do we have any other questions?
At the moment, no, we don't have any other questions.
Awesome.
For the use cases, we covered most of them as well. So yeah.
Yeah. So one more thing you asked on the registration form was about Formaloo AI, but before that, I want to tell you about answer piping. What is answer piping? So answer piping is when you can pipe the answers to your form on the form. So for example, let's say I have a form here asking for the user's name. And let's make our form multi-step, one question at a time form asks each question and shows each question on a separate page. And here I can add email address, right? So let's add email address. So to make the form more conversational, we can say, "Hi there, what's your name?" Right? And here I want to say, "Hi, name." So we can pipe the answer to the name on the second question. What's your email address? How can you do that? Right now, Formaloo doesn't know what name is. So to do that, you can simply put the name ID here, or it can be like user's name or whatever, username. And leave it here on the second question with an @ sign. So Formaloo knows, okay, you're piping the answer to the first question. And if you check it here, you see, okay, my name is Noosh, and here it says, "Hi Noosh, what's your email address?" So this is a simple way to pipe the answers, but you can pipe the answers anywhere. So for example, you can pipe the answer here in the description of the form. You can pipe it in a content field. I mean, think wild. Whatever you want is possible. So yeah, you can do anything you want. You can pipe the answer anywhere you want, and feel free to play with it. Like here, you can say in the success page, in the ending page of your form, you can say, "Thank you, Noosh," or "Thank you." I should add the sign. And yeah, "Thank you, Noosh. The form was submitted successfully." Things like that. So you can pipe the values that your audience enters right here, and it's super simple. Now that we know about answer piping, I want to tell you about a cool feature that is Formaloo part of the Formaloo AI. And here on the ending page, you can type / to see different blocks that you can enter in the ending page. And one of them is the custom AI builder. Let's explore it. So here you have it. You can write an AI prompt, an actual AI prompt, to make your form more engaging and interactive. So for example, let's say I want to, my prompt is write a thank you message to username, and explain that we will be in touch with them in 24 hours. Don't explain what you're doing. If you're good with AI prompts, you know that when you ask something of AI, like any generative AI, it starts explaining everything. Okay, here is what you asked for, something like that. So it's better to mention, don't explain what you're doing, don't mention yourself, things like that. And we have actually created a helpful article. Just check help.formaloo.com and go to the AI section, and there you can see how you can write better AI prompts on Formaloo, and it helps you a lot to get better results. So when this form is submitted, the user sees this the result of the AI on the success page or the ending page. And there are different use cases. You can explore the templates gallery and check the AI tools here. You can create blog post outline generator, blog post title generator. You can create blog post generator from outline, different things. And I want to show one of them to you here. So for example, let's say blog post title generator. This form is asking for language. I have inserted different languages here. You can also bulk choice here, and they will all be created right here. Like ask AI, generate a list of all most used languages in the world, and then copy it and paste it here, and select insert choices, and it enters all of the languages. The different tones of voice, what your blog post title should have, what tone of voice should it have, and then writing style, what writing style should it have, and the topic and total titles you want the AI to generate. And in the ending page, we have our AI prompt, which is please ignore all previous instructions. It's not that necessary. You're an expert copywriter who writes catchy titles. You can read the title, and as you see here, it's piping the answers to the form right here. Write a number catchy blog post titles with a hook for the topic. So as you know, as I mentioned in the answer piping section, you can pipe the value of, for example, topic by putting an @ beside its ID. So it's topic, then we have language and topic, and the number that the user chose. So this is how you can customize your AI prompt and make it more interactive so the user can choose it. Let me show you how it's working. So for example, I select the language English. I want it to be authoritative, and the writing style be creative. The topic could be something like news about fast startups. Latest news about. Yeah, so and I want 10 titles. So let's submit the form to give AI some time to generate the results, and then we will have the titles that we want. So what's this good for? It's really good for automating your processes. Let's say in your team you want to create many different blog titles, many different things. You work with AI in different ways, and instead of copy pasting the prompt from a note or something, you can create an app and internal tool and use it in your team. So it says here are 10 catchy blog post titles, and like these are the blog post titles. And as you see, it's pretty engaging, and you can of course improve the AI prompt to make it more interesting, to get better results. What we have here is different ending pages, and what's different in them is so this was the main question that one of you asked, was how to use logic with AI prompts. So here on the page we might not have every answer. So for example, let's say, let me open the advanced logic to show you how the logic is working. So we want to say if the tone of voice is default and writing style is default, then show the default tone, default style AI prompt. So let me go back to the ending page. So this is the default tone, default style. The default tone, default style isn't mentioning the tone and style in the AI prompt. But if the user has selected one, for example, selected the tone, you can say, okay, write X number of catchy blog post titles with a hook for the topic, and this is the topic. And here you have said you have a tone of voice. So it replaces the tone of voice here. For example, objective or edgy or creative. So it inserts the value here, and you can easily use it. So you can use AI, you can use logic to show different AI prompts, and this is like very simple, very simple one. You can like make it more creative and say one ending page is showing this prompt, and another ending page is showing another prompt. And for example, here on writing style, I want to add a logic that says if writing style is academic, then after submit, go to ending page for example, an ending page that has an AI prompt for academic writing style, right? So this way you can like redirect people to the right ending page that has the right AI prompt for that selection. And like it could be very creative, think really creative. And if you have any ideas, feel free to submit them in the template that we showed you here in the template request form that will be embedded on the product roadmap as well. And yeah, that's it. So one more question you guys asked in the registration form was about the quizzes and logic on quizzes and like how the ending page works and advanced logic works. So let's say this is our personality quiz. I have created different variables here. So let's say I have dedicated a socializer personality, innovator personality, observer, and adventurer personality. And if you check the logic page, for example, let me click this and go to the logic. If you want to see the logic, you should just select the field. Like you can add a logic on each of these fields. And the logic works when the user enters this page. So if they want to answer this question, they say a thrilling adventure. Then the logic checks the answer. So the logic works this way on each question by question, one by one. So for example, here on the you get lost in a book that is law. On this question, we have this logic. If the answer was option 1, add 1 to socializer because option 1 is relevant to socializer. If it's option 2, add 1 to innovator because it's relevant to innovator personality type. And as we and so on so forth. So if you go to the advanced logic, you can set different things and see all of the logics at once. So for example, this is for the first question. We have a logic condition that says if it's option 1, add 1 to socializer, innovator, observer. And as the user answers each question, Formaloo will automatically assign a point, 1 point. You can change this however you want. It assigns 1 point to each of these personality types. So when the user ends the questions, answers all of the questions, each of these 4 variables have a value. Let's say socializer has 1, innovator is 3, observer is 1, adventurer is 0. So we should find the biggest variable and redirect the user to the right ending page. So show them the innovator ending page if the innovator has the biggest value. So at the end of the advanced logic page, we have a logic which is on submitting the form. So this logic happens and works only when the form is submitted. As I mentioned before, as you see, each of these logic happen on this question. So this logic happens on this question, this logic happens on this question. You have to think it question wise. And this logic happens on the form submission. So here we want to compare the variables. If socializer is the greatest, then after submit, go to ending page. So here we have all of the fields named as ending page, which is not very intuitive. So instead, we can open our ending pages and okay, here we have integrator. So we can rename the ending page as integrator. So when you go back to the advanced logic page, at the end of the section, you can see, okay, if innovator is the biggest, is the greatest, after submit, actually, I think it wasn't saved, but you can rename the ending page and save it. And when you open it here, you know which ending page is relevant to this variable. So this is how you can redirect the user to the right ending page. And compare the variables. So as I mentioned, you can add as many variables as you want by searching the variable fields here and add it to your form. name it however you want, add an ID to it so you can pipe its value everywhere, as you see on our ending page. You see here, I have the integrator, but you can also show the number, the points it got. So for example, I can say integrator. So you can like pipe the value of variables as well, and like just put the ID here and pipe it here. So for example, your point for observer is this. You can do the same with the price. So if you have a price on your form, you can say price. So price is the default value variable that is automatically added to the form. You can pipe it easily on your form or on an ending page, wherever you want. So do we have any other questions, guys?
So we do have one more. Cooldesigner.agency said, I suggested,
Love the name.
yeah, a shipping tracking system in Formaloo and give access to the clients vendors for the courier company as well.
Definitely. So you can, for the templates, yeah, definitely. Please submit it on the template request form, and we would love to do that. This is again the template request form here, and you can find the product roadmap here. And feel free to submit everything you want, and we would love to add them to the templates gallery. All right, guys, thank you all. Thank you for joining us in this webinar. I think it was really packed with every details of the product, and we might need more webinars about form creation and everything on that, because I see we have more questions on the registration form, but we didn't have time. Sorry for that. So feel free to keep in touch with us on the website chat, and we would love to help you in any way we can.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us today. We can't wait to see the amazing form you'll create with Formaloo. It was a great session, Louis. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great day and happy formalooing.
Bye-bye.